Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. We have a lot of things to talk about as we prepare for the 2024 NFL season. But before we get ready for the opening kickoff, we have to talk about this wide receiver market. And that's starting off with none other than Justin Jefferson. He got a big time extension, 4-year extension, $140 million, $110 million guaranteed. This puts him up there $35 million annually per year. So now he's right there with Nick Bosa for the highest paid non-quarterbacks in the NFL. So this is a big time deal we're talking about. He reset the market, as we like to call it, for the wide receivers. Now you still have to think, there's a guy over there in Dallas who wears the number 88. He's thinking about his deal as well now, and he's licking his chops because you look at A.J. Brown's extension, 3 years, $96 million, big time guarantees in his money. Amara St. Brown, 4 years, $120 million, and he got up there around 77, 78 million guaranteed. So now for CeeDee Lamb, you say, okay, you're coming off of an all-pro season. Now I have to think, where do I fall in line with this? I'm a key driver for my offense. Dak Prescott, I'm the guy that he wants to go to. I'm the down-to-down number one true alpha guy over there in Dallas, so I have to be looking at my deal. But when I think about this from Minnesota, you say, okay, you got J.J. McCarthy on the rookie scale. You got Jordan Addison on the rookie scale. You brought in Aaron Jones, got him to a 1-year, $7 million deal. You have a solid offensive line in place. T.J. Hockenson is going to be coming back from injury. You still got Kevin O'Connell calling plays. He's a very good offensive mind. Then you get over to the defensive side of the ball. You have to think about that as well because Brian Flores, he's getting more and more comfortable as he continues to implement that scheme and get his guys in that room. Dallas Turner now coming in there as that hybrid edge guy, defensive lineman. Now you think about, okay, what do we do at the linebacker position? Ivan Pace Jr. had a great rookie season. Beside him, we add Blake Cashman, who had a very good season for the Houston Texans. We bring in another Houston Texans guy, Jonathan Gennard, put him at defensive end. We bring in Andrew Van Ginkel. So you lose the Neil Hunter, but you still got some solid edge pieces. I like your linebacker core, and you're looking in the secondary. That's where you want to see the biggest improvement. But I want to talk about some more of these receivers because we're also seeing not only guys like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, they're going to get their big time money, but T. Higgins is still out there. Brandon Ayuk is still out there. Jalen Waddle just got big time money. Devonta Smith just got big time money. So where do these guys fall in line in this scenario? We say, okay, a high end wide receiver too, then when we talk about wide receiver too, I'm talking about the guy's position within the offense. I'm not saying, okay, can Jalen Waddle be a number one on another team? Could he do it with or without Tyreek Hill? I think we saw it a little bit in his rookie season where he went over 1,000, had a ton of catches there with Tua before Tyreek Hill got there. But still, now he's the number 2 receiver on the Miami Dolphins football team, along with Tyreek Hill, who's your number 1 true alpha. So he gets $28 million per year, 3-year extension, $84 million. You're looking at this now and say, okay, we go to Devonta Smith. He gets a 3-year extension, $75 million, $25 million annually. I think for T. Higgins, can you get somewhere north of 24 million? That's what you have to be asking the Cincinnati Bengals. Brandon Ayuk, I'm trying to get north of 27 million because I'm thinking, okay, Devonta Adams, he's kind of on a bargain deal right now. He's getting 28 million per year. Cooper Kupp's on a bargain deal. He's getting 26.7. And you have to think these guys are also going to come in, restructure those deals, get a little more money. Tyreek is a guy who I know is restructuring right now. It's reported out there he wants some more money on his deal, but you look at that and say, okay, where's my sweet spot? Cooper Kupp is the number 7th highest paid receiver. Can I get there or can I get a little bit higher than that if I'm Brandon Ayuk? Because you look at the football games and you can watch the tape, you can cut this on and see it yourself. When they're facing that stack box, when Christian McCaffrey is running lights out, or sometimes you get your back up in there, when they're running the football like they want to, Trent Williams, they're leaning on that. George Kittle, they're leaning on that run blocking game. Now we say, okay, we got a stack box. We got cover one. It's manned up underneath. Brandon Ayuk is going to be my go-to guy. He's that first read type of guy that you want to always go to. You bring in Ricky Pearsall. You sign Jawan Jennings to an extension. Debo Samuel still there on a wealthy contract. But Brandon Ayuk is the driver to that passing game because if you know when in doubt, he's going to win one-on-one. You have to cloud him. You have to shade the coverage to a guy like Brandon Ayuk. So I'm thinking, okay, even though my statistical numbers may not project this, I know what my value is, and I know what I can project if I were to get the targets that some of these other guys get in NFL offense. So that's what I'm thinking. For T. Higgins, you have to say, okay, Jamar Chase has been banged up a little bit. And when he's been banged up, I've came into the football game as that only number one receiver, along with Tyler Boyd being my number two now. And I've showcased what I can do. He's a big body guy. He's a vertical threat. Even for his size, he can get down the football field. He can make the contested catch. He's a guy that you want to consistently get the football to. I'm thinking 7 to 10 targets a game, if not more. But when you have Jamar Chase, it's going to be hard to consistently get that. So it comes down to the question of how much do you want to pay two receivers on your football team? Will it tie you up into a position where you say, okay, we paid these guys, but I also think about the San Francisco 49ers. They're an all-star team. You think about Dre Greenlaw. You think about Nick Bosa. You think about those guys on the defensive line, Fred Warner, Deommodore Lenoir over there in the back, and Travarius Ward. Guys who need money. So how much can you really tie into Brandon Ayuk, especially when you just extended Jawan Jennings, drafted Ricky Pearsall, and you still have Debo on a deal? Will you trade Debo? These are the types of things that we have to think for the wide receiver market. But also getting outside of that for the Cincinnati Bengals. You just paid Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase is a guy who could reset the market realistically. So we look at that as well. And then you still think defensively. Now, they let DJ Reader go over there to the Detroit Lions. We're going to talk about that a little bit as well. But it's just looking at things where we say, okay, where can we free up money? Still bringing some good football players, and I see what they're doing over there in Cincinnati. They're fortifying the offensive line. You're bringing Trent Brown on a one-year deal. You draft Demarius Mims. These are big things that we have to talk about. But like I said, just talking about these receivers, Nico Collins just got a $24 million annual contract, 3 years, $72 million. You're looking at that over there. Stephon Diggs is over there. Tank Dell is over there. So I'm thinking that's going to be a bargain deal as well, because Stephon Diggs is going to eat some of Nico Collins' production. Tank Dell is going to eat some of Nico Collins' production, but we still know what type of receiver he is and what he's capable of. The defense still has to focus on him. Defensive coordinators are in a bind right now because we're seeing these NFL teams try to stack up on these trios. You think about, okay, what we have in Houston, what we have in Seattle, DK Metcalf, JSN, Tyler Lockett. There's a lot of football teams who are trying to re-up with these trios. Go over there in Chicago. You look at Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Roma Dunze. So I like what we have going on in the NFL, and it's just something to watch. Now we have to wait and say, okay, what is Brandon Ayuk going to get? What is T. Higgins going to get? Will CeeDee Lamb once again reset the market? Now, 35 is steep. If the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, how handsomely are you going to pay this guy? I think you have to give him over 30. Amon got 30. A.J. Brown sitting at 32. We have to get over that number or somewhere in that range. I don't know if 35 is attainable. That's a lot of money when we talk about the receiver core, especially when you think about Trayvon, you think about Micah Parsons, you think about some of those guys there. Tyler Smith is going to be coming up very soon. So these are things that the owners have to be considering. I want to know what you guys think about the state of the wide receiver market. What do you think about the wide receiver 3? Where do they fit into this? What about the tight ends? They're playing a lot of big slot more than they're playing in line nowadays. Who's going to be the guy that comes in, resets some of that? Will it be a Kyle Pitts? Will it be a Brock Bowers a few years down the road? Guys who are really playing that big slot, but they're listed as a tight end, kind of as a contractual thing. So I really want to know what you guys think on this. I'm looking at the wide receiver market, and it's getting steep. DK Metcalf sitting at 24 annually. Nico Collins, 24 annually. Devonta Smith, 25 million. It's only going to be up from here. So let me know what you think down below in the comments one last time. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's going to do it for today. And now, we out.